All right, let's get to it. Hello, everyone. It is Sunday, November 13th, 2022. Thanks for being here with me. Today, we are going to go on a speed run. Are you guys ready for some speed? Do you feel the need for speed? I hope you feel the need for speed. I feel the need for speed. I'm bumping the mic. We're getting ready. It's going to be an exciting night. And you know what? The amount of time the length of this stream depends on one thing and one thing only, and that's how long it will take me to finish this task. So let's go ahead, drink some water. And then I'm going to show you the task and we're going to see if it's possible to do it. Okay. So let's go ahead and switch up here to my single cam. And speedrun, yes, that's for sure. By the way, if you want to join the chat, the best place to join the chat is over on Twitch. You can see the link to my Twitch is up there. And let's go ahead and test the Twitch chat. Yes, it is loading. Twitch chat is the main chat. So join us over there on Twitch. Hope you're doing well tonight. Hope you all had a great weekend. Looky here. We have a data set. Okay, so this was brought up by Imposter Engineer, longtime follower, hanger outer on our Discord. By the way, if you're not part of our Discord, I'm going to go Discord here, get the link, and I'm going to send this to you all because you should join our Discord, where it's a fun place just to hang out and chat, ask questions, and learn more about data science. But he was posting on there a question about a specific data set that has to do with financial statements from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, also known as the SEC. I'm not talking about SEC like Southeastern Conference football. We're talking SEC like government. We got F311 in chat. Welcome from YouTube. Well, I'm glad to have you over here. All right, so he's talking about this data set, and I thought it would be a fun challenge to make this into a kaggle data set from its current state. So you can see that I haven't looked at this before, so I'm coming at this completely from scratch. I haven't cheated. I don't know if that's considered cheated because I'm making up the rules. But so what we're trying to do is make this data set into something that's more readable and easy to work with on a kaggle data set. I haven't looked at the columns. I haven't even looked at what the format of the data set looks like. But I think we should just go ahead and start over on kaggle and just get started with it. What I want to do is make this data set creation part of a notebook on Kaggle. And the reason why I want to do that is because you can see here at the bottom, it says it was modified in November of 2022. Now I made it so big that went away. Modified September 30th, 2022. So I'm assuming this data set may be updated in the future. I mean, I hope it would be. Otherwise, our financial system or the SEC would be completely shut down. But it looks like they update it once a quarter. So I want code to run out there that'll pull this data down for us. And it will create a data set whenever the new data is formed. But we're going to figure out how to do that. SEC data set creation. So I did look on Kaggle, and this is probably a good thing to do first, is to look to see if there are already data sets existing. So it looks like someone's created these back in 2020, so there are a few. This is a month old, but it only goes to 2020. What we're looking to do is have something that goes the complete length of this data set as far back as it goes. So it looks like back to 2009 and to update on its own every quarter. But we're going to make this work. So let's do import. First of all, let me know if the volume is okay, if I'm not too loud and stuff. And also let me know if you can hear and see things clearly. I'm going to go ahead and put this dark theme on because I think it makes it easier to read my screen when I'm coding. But feel free to ask any questions. Look, we got a spam account We already have someone in YouTube chat who's a spam account. That means that I've hit it big, people. If people are spamming us already, and now I can hear myself. Oh, and they've already taken it down. Okay. So we're going to import Pandas as PD, and we're going to import NumPy as NP. And then we are going to maybe import Beautiful Soup. That sounds like a good idea. What Beautiful Soup will allow us to do is to search this site, this website. So let's go ahead and let's back up a second. Goal of this notebook. Let's make some goals. Let's make some life goals. Pull all the most recent data from the SEC website, which is this. Number 2, download, pull links to the most recent data. Number 2 is download the zip files from the URLs, unzip, and format data in a readable data into workable format. Let's just say workable. That's vague enough that I can just skirt my way around it if I don't know how to do that. And number 4 will be to save as CSV and Parquet format. These were my favorite formats. Well, my favorite format is to save as Parquet because then we can easily read and write the data. And yeah, we're going to do this. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out this website in Beautiful Soup. All right, so Beautiful Soup for pull all zip files from URL. I've done this before, but we're going to just look it up and do it again. Okay, so so this is an example where they want to get all the data from a URL. So we're gonna open import Beautiful Soup. Wait, no, is it from BS4 import Beautiful Soup? There we go. And then we're also going to import requests. Requests will let us actually pull from the URL. So we're giving it this, come on notebook, don't fail on me here. So we are not going to use this URL, we're going to use our URL. What is this doing? This is getting this URL. It's going to use Beautiful Soup to get the content from this URL using the HTML parser. That's our soup. And then I don't know what this is. So let's go soup on this. Let's go soup to you know what. So this is that whole web page. This is this URL. We have pulled it and we have like the raw HTML here. But that's not what we want. We want the links to these zip files. So how will we get that? We could do link.findAll. So this is their solution. They're also using, we got to import for regular expressions. They're saying for link in soup find all, and A is I think for, I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, this actually has them opening it. So for link in soup.findAll. let's try to do find all attributes is, I don't know if this is going to work, like star.zip. Oh, print link. That did not work. Is Kaggle like a Jupyter notebook? Exactly. Yes, it is just like, what's up, Pineapple? Welcome. What's up, Data Basics? Okay, so how do I get this? How do I get these zip files? BS4 for Beautiful Soup 4. Find all zip files. Download all zip files from Google Parent Search. They're saying to do it like, this is super old response. If they're printing without a quote around it, that means it's Python 2 solution. How old is this? This is from 2015. What am I doing here? We need something at least in this decade. Okay, this is a more recent. Soup select. What the crap is all this? Elms, soup select, bullet, list left. Oh, geez. How do you comment a block of code all at once? Someone's asking that in chat, but okay, so control \. Super easy way to comment it all out. All right, so can we give a soup.find all string equals zip? Okay, so they're saying they're doing list comprehension. Let's see this. And zip in text. Ref. Nope. Let's see where I did this before. I did this before on... I'm going to open up my terminal here. And I'm going to go up a directory into my repos directory. I'm going to go into my Twitch stream projects. Actually, I think it was in this. The chess cheating analysis. And then I had some scripts. One of these had to be download PGNs. This is how I did it before. Get links. All right, so this is how I get links. Find all. Okay. So basically, this is the script that I need. Let's just open this up in Sublime Text. This function that I wrote. And then I'm going to copy this in here. And we're going to just modify this. All right, so now we're going to get links and see what it gives us back. Okay, now we have the links to all of the files. We did it, people. We did it. We're not halfway there. We're halfway to doing number one. We're halfway to doing number one. Big Larry, good to see you too. We got ETSW in chat. We got Yo, do what you're trying to do, diplomat. We are trying to get some SEC filings data. I really should put that link there. Oops, I'm accidentally clicking everywhere. Look, I'm downloading files by accident. Let's do this. Okay, so we got these links. The thing is, this link should be, it's going to be sec.gov plus this. So I think that's kind of what I just deleted. So it's going to be www sec.gov plus. Now the link should actually work. Did it download? Did that work? If I click on this, what does it do? Let's try to, come on. I click on it, it makes it just disappear. That's not correct. All right, there it goes. It downloads it. All right, now I need to remember from this code how I downloaded the zip files. Man, this is just like all the code I've already done before. This is like cheating. All right, so we're going to put all the zip files just in the local directory. Yeah, so basically all we do is we pull in the file as its name. We're just making everything into the local directory, not into this data zips directory. This is pretty easy. So we do get links, and then this returns our zips. And then we download zips. Come on, I want to go to bed early. Let's do this. And then unzip files. This should all work. Just name download is not. Okay, so download zips should be correct. Also, let's get rid of this print statement. Also put this stuff up here. I see you all chatting there. I'm going to get to you in a second. Just yell if like you can't hear what I'm saying. URL lib.request. All right, URL lib.request. Let's just focus here. It's downloading. Yes, it's downloading, people. All right, now that that's downloading, let's check out the chatters. The chat. What's up, chat? I'm going all the way back to where Databasics said, "Hey yo, pineapple." It's more Kaggle site with data sets. Yeah, it's Kaggle's more than just notebooks, but it's got that. Good evening, ETSW said. No need to reinvent the wheel. That's true. I tend to do that more than I should all the time. You are not cheating if you're using your own. Yeah, but we're all using other people's code because I'm using Pandas and I'm using requests and I'm using Beautiful Soup and I didn't write any of that code. No, Nanda, what does unzip files mean? Oh yeah, this is gonna work. This is gonna break. So basically what I need to do is I need to stop this and then I need to actually just run it on like the first, let's say 5. So I stopped that and then I'm gonna do LSL to see if the files are here. They are downloaded. So we have all of these so far downloaded. And let's also add a little bit of TQDM from TQDM notebook. We're gonna import TQDM. And then we're going to go ahead and wrap player zips here in TQDM. So when it's running, we get to see that. And also we don't want to print everyone. Let's go ahead and delete this stuff to clean it up. We can reuse this on a lot of sites. Basically anything that has a bunch of zip files, we'll be able to make a data set from. Okay, so our data sets here. Do my beautiful slash version so I can see the size. So some are like, biggest one's like 50 megs. I don't see, this one's 53. So they're not that big. But we're gonna just, let's remove everything. That'll remove everything that's a zip file. Now if we LSG flash color this, we will see nothing. Oh, we'll see these virtual documents. I don't know what that is. And then we're going to retry this bad boy. So it's going to run just for 5. It got all the zips. Now it's going to get all 5 of those. And then let's see if it unzips the files correctly. This shouldn't be PNG. Glob is not defined. Okay, so I need to import glob. And what I think we could do, okay, we don't have to actually run this. Do I even know what this data set is? I don't know. That's what I'm realizing. What are we going to even call this data set? The financial statement data sets below provide numeric information from the face financials of all financial statements. Ugh, that means nothing to me. From the face financials of all financial statements. This data is extracted from exhibits to corporate financial reports filed with the commission. So is it just everything? Yeah. All right, so module object is not callable. Oh, yeah, because from glob, I need to import glob. Brosif. Let's also clean this up. We're gonna, yeah, beautiful soup should go down there, maybe with TQDM. This makes a little more sense. I don't know why it makes sense to me. I don't even need to do this anymore. And now we're going to run it for these 5. I think if I go into, maybe it's in the console. No. This does show my working directory, what's in here. I think I can refresh this and see what's there. shutil is not defined, so I need to import shutil. Hey guys, just a reminder, if you want to join the chat, come over to us on Twitch. The link is up there to my Twitch. And we'd love to have you. People were asking about heart rate monitors and stock market stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to do next with the stock market stuff. I think I need to download all that sentiment data offline. But gonna be honest, I just haven't been able to. Okay, so here's the problem. Oh, here's the problem, folks. We've run into our first real problem of the night, and I keep on clipping the mic, but it looks like each of these files, when we unzip them, will have the same file names in it. So let's see these files that we have. Yeah, I think these are all just the files that were unzipped from these last ones. So if I do PD, sorry, back to this. If we cat the num.txt and we just do a head command on this, we should just see like the first few rows. Okay. So there's a few ways we can deal with this. What are the best ways to deal with this? Can we unzip them each to a folder? I don't know. So there's num, there's pre. There's a readme. That might be a good thing to check out. What is this, Microsoft Word? No. No. I don't want to see this Microsoft Word. Give me a markdown file, people. Come on, SEC. The SEC won't let me be, or let me be me. Anyone get that reference? All right, let's read CSV pre.txt. I think we're going to have to give it a special separator, right? That's going to be a tab separator. Okay, that parse is okay. Yeah, so like I was saying, we could unzip each file to a specific directory, then deal with it later. Probably that's a good way to do it. Or we could just unzip the files, read them in as a CSV, then concatenate them with whatever else we're working with, and then save it off altogether. But I think let's try the first way. Let's try the first way. So I think what we need is the extractor, which is, we can remove this from here, but basically we're going to change this unzip files function to take all the zips file names in the zip folder. So basically if we do this, right? So this is like this. Double ACK. These are all the files. We just wanted to unzip into a folder, which is this file name, FN, split of this on this. Like it's going to be one, and then replace this. That'll be like our out file name, and that'll be our extract directory. So now if we do unzip files, they tried to shut me down on Twitch, but it feels empty without a pitch. That's a nice try, ETSW. I know what you're trying to do. If they don't know what you're trying to do, that's fine. But at least I know what you're trying to do. Okay, we unzipped files. Let's LSL on this. Now we have directories. That's good, because now we can work in directories. So now if I ls into this directory, -l, we have a readme HTML and all these num pre and all this stuff for just this. So 2013, Q4. Make that \t separator. Okay, so let's just talk about what we've completed so far. We have completed, and of course the kaggle notebook like doesn't want to show me the first cell that I wrote, which is above here. It says, oh yeah, like I hacked around it by creating empty cells above it. All right, so we pulled the links to the most recent data. We pulled all the zip files, so we have those. If this notebook was to run in 2 years, it should be able to see all of the latest. Let's clean this up. All the latest zip files. It would actually pull in the latest ones, not just the ones that we're looking at now. And then we should be able to have an updated data set every time it runs. We can set it to run every quarter or even every month just to be sure. And then, yeah, that's pretty cool. We did number 1. Number 2 is download the zip files from the URLs. So we parse the URLs to zip files. We download them and we even unzip them into a format that's workable. So this is where we're on. We're on number 3 because we unzip them into folders, but I don't want to actually have it do all of that now. I can actually save this version now. So that can run in the background, but it's just running for the first 5. Let's figure out those first 5, what we're going to actually do with the data, and then we can move on from that. By the way, if you want to join the chat, Twitch, Medallion Stallion, right up there. Feel free to join us. So, we've gotten this far. Let's let that run in the background. So I've committed that and it's running. By the way, let's see what chat is saying. Nothing really. All right. So I guess we're doing really good or really bad. One of the two. Now I want to see what the memory usage is. Memory usage on this. I'm doing really good. Thank you, XUTW. Xcode loves it too. Nice. How big is this file? I think we can reduce the file size of this. And I wanted to, so I was on I'll Run the other day thinking to myself, you know, I made that YouTube video about how you can reduce memory usage, and this is just a commonly known thing. You can reduce memory usage of your Pandas data frames by really like casting the data types for each column correctly, like using smart, and a smart approach to casting your data types. This is only like 216 megabytes though. It's kind of small. So I was thinking, why don't I just make a package that automates that process, right? And then sure enough, I went back to my desk and I Googled it, and there is a package that exists that already does that. So let's try that out tonight. I'm trying to learn TQDM. I just saw from you. Maybe I can apply it to my project. Hey, ETSW, check out. That's a good plug for my YouTube channel. Let's go to your channel. I have a whole video on TQDM. Although you could just read the docs, but also check out my video. If you haven't checked out my YouTube yet, go to !YouTube on Twitch. Oh wait, sorry, on here. And then, yeah, subscribe, because that's the best thing you could do for me. Also follow on Twitch. That would be nice. Thank you all who have followed. Okay, so the TQT pie. It's somewhere here. You just got to search. I think if you just search TQDM, it'll pop up. So Pandas data frame memory use package. Automatically. Reduce. Python package efficient Pandas data frame pip there we go. Pandas D-type efficiency. It only took me like 45 minutes to find it. I don't know if it's been maintained recently. 2 years ago. So hopefully this still works. Let's try it out. Let's just paste this. Efficiency package. We're going to pip install this. Should have done this. Yusuf, welcome to chat. Diplomat, no such thing. Progress bar tutorial. Okay, cool. You saw it. Run pip in the root, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now we have this. So apparently all we need to do is... Okay, here's their actual example. This is what we're supposed to... All we're supposed to have to do. All right, so now we have a checker object, and we can do identify possible improvements, flow columns if reduced precision requested, checking integer columns to see whether smaller size can be used, checking string columns. All right, what did it find? All right, so then it says potential improvements. I like the way that they wrote this, though. It's like very Pythonic. So they say cast this as a float 16. D-date, that should be a date. Okay, so we got a problem here, clearly. D-date, why did they do it like this? So they have a date column called D-date. Where it looks like they have, like it's not going to convert into a date time correctly. I need to cast it correctly. So PD2 date time. So just if I read in this D-date column, it doesn't work correctly because it's looking for, it sees this as an integer and then it just adds it to 1970, which is like the very first date to work from. Year first should be true. Let's see if that works. And then UTC. I saw a joke on the internet. The girl and guy goes into a date in a restaurant and the girl asks guy, what's your favorite date be like? And the guy answers, oh, day, month, year. That's great. You only saw the link to Discord. Okay, so my Twitch is... Sorry. Should put that here. Click that link to get to the Twitch chat, people. Twitch chat is where it at. So how do we parse these dates? Does anyone have any ideas? I know there's a trick to it. All right, so should we do this? It looks like from reading these docs that there's this format, right? And we can set format to be... Okay, so like this. Would be day, month, year, which is not the way we have it. We have it as year, month, day with no slashes. Yes! Maybe we don't even need year first. There we go. That was so easy. Okay. So there's that. Okay, so this seems like a lot of steps, but let's see what this does. So we use this checker cast data frame to lower memory version. It really didn't save that much space. Also, this seems like a lot bigger of size than I thought. It says it's... We're using 9 gigs of RAM? What are we using 9 gigs of RAM for? I thought we looked at this and the data size was much smaller. What's going on here? My head is exploding. Maybe because I wasn't reading the num file before. See, here we saw this. It was dfinfo was 216 megabytes. Am I going crazy here? Now this says it's... I gotta just delete all this junk. I'm all over the place. Okay, so we gotta go back here. This is eventually going to be like our do everything cell, which will download. I don't know why my cursor keeps on getting thrown to the bottom here, but all right. So this is step 1, download files and unzip. It's kind of step 1 and 2. So that's done here. Getting the links, downloading the links, unzipping files. Now we're on to step 3, which is read and format data. Step 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3 into the 4. We got some people joining in chat. Year, month, day is better. Whoa, don't click the link. What link? Click every link. No viruses out there. So I kind of think our package that's supposed to reduce our efficiency might be a little bit overkill for this. Why is it taking forever to read this? This is one thing that I've noticed about the Kaggle notebooks lately. It's like they get hung up or something. Like reading in this file should not take forever. And then when I hit stop, that's when it kind of sometimes will actually finish. So I know I can parse dates in this when I read in the CSV. So so I need a date parser object. Do I need to pass that into this? Let's try to parse the dates. That's this ddates column. Okay, so it doesn't have this parse dates column. Come on, don't take forever to tell me just the list of columns. Oh, ddate. But it's going to do it incorrectly. I have a statistics joke, but it's not significant. Nothing significant. This is driving me nuts. Like, CPU, what are you doing right now? I think the only thing that's running right now is you're trying to give me the just head this data frame. Comment that out. What do we think? Should we use this Pandas data frame efficiency package? Thumbs up or thumbs down? What does chat think? Thumbs up or thumbs down? I'm thinking thumbs down for now. Yeah. No one wants to say anything, so I'm going to assume that means thumbs down. Look, I stopped it and started again, and then it displayed this. The dates. The D-date, did it format correctly? It did. It did parse it correctly. Why are you crying, ETSW? Let's delete this. I just don't want to go through this. You couldn't find thumbs down? Okay. Crying face is your thumbs down. I think a lot of these can be converted to, I guess not, accrued investment income version quarters UMOM 1,700 for data frame. That's shape is, please don't take forever to tell me the shape of this data frame. Come on, notebook, I'm rooting for you. But all right, so the data frame is 3 million rows with 1,000. I think we can do this. I think we could do this like as type category. All right, so I'm going to do this. df.info. Right now it's 216 megabytes. That's like nothing. Let's not worry about it. To do. What the heck even is this data? So let's list what's in one of these directories. And we need to take a step back here and actually get a handle on what the files are in one of these directories. All right, so let's start listing it out. We have num.txt, we have pre.txt, we have I'm ignoring the readme, sub.txt, and we have tag.txt. Now I'm also gonna go ahead and let's just go to my downloads directory. And then we're gonna unzip this 2013 Q4 version. And we're gonna open this README. All right, this is the README that I didn't want to look at earlier, but it has all the definitions of what we're looking at. So when we create our Kaggle data set, we'll probably want to just copy all this junk in there so people know what we're talking about. But this will explain what things are. All right, so sub. This is submissions. So let's start in their order. They start with sub. Submissions. The submissions dataset contains summary information about the entire EDGAR submission. What's an EDGAR submission? EDGAR, Electronic Data Gathering, Analysis, and Retrieval System. So it's like everything that you have to file with the SEC, I think, goes through EDGAR. Or EDGAR. EDGAR? Edgar Allan Poe. Has anyone ever seen that YouTube video where it's like, it's Jackie Chan? It's a game where everything's Jackie Chan. Oh, or maybe it says, don't say Jackie Chan. Edgar Allan Poe. And then someone in that video says Edgar Allan Poe. The submissions data set, okay. While other columns of data were sourced from this, let's also get an idea of the size of these files. So sub is a smallish file, it looks like. Read in sub example. We're going to call this sub. Let's go with 2015 quarter 3. Might as well. Separator is a tab. Let's change our pandas options. This should be display. All right, so there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. And then we have this, we're gonna read in this as sub. All right, CIK, ADSH, ascension number, the 20 character string formed from the 18 digit. How can we make this cleaner? I can't just paste this over into Markdown very easily. Yeah, this is gonna look ugly. Can I try to use like LibreOffice? There we go. LibreOffice, it kind of gets it. Then I think I can copy and paste in here. Undo what I just did. Oh, it's going to try to paste in it. Copy. What? It's going to paste like this? What is going on here? And that is not what I want. I'm at Kaggle Days Paris and I get no sleep. Any recommendations for tomorrow? You're going to do awesome. What's going on there? I wish I could go to a Kaggle Days. I was supposed to speak at a Kaggle Days in California. Guess what it was supposed to be? I think yeah, it must have been April 2020, right before COVID hit. So it did not happen. All right, here's a question. Why is FY? Like, this should be for a year, right? This should be able to be an int, but there must be some null values. How many of these are null? Someone was naughty and they didn't put in the for year and FP values. I don't even know what to do with this. Okay, so sub has the submissions data set, contains summary information about entire Edgar's submission. We're just going to have to go with it. That's what that is. All right, let's look up num. All right, next is tag. The tag data contains all standards taxonomy tags, not just those appearing to date, and also includes all custom taxonomy tags designs in the submissions source. Wow. Definitely lawyers wrote this. Where's the interesting information? Num, numbers. All right, this might be the juicy stuff. Numbers, I think numbers is where I have my eyes out for some juicy information to be released. Because if this has like numeric data, then I guess we should have like earnings. Shouldn't we have like financial earnings of different companies? Like, shouldn't we be able to see Twitter's financial earnings? If we look up Twitter or something on this. I'm trying to make this exciting. As exciting as I can, people. I'm trying here. Give me at least that. All right, pre. What is pre? Presentation of statements. I'm sure this stuff will be super interesting once I just figure it out. Once I figure out like what to make interesting out of it, but I don't even understand what it is enough. The pre-data set contains one row, 4 line of the financial statements tagged by the filer. The source data set is as filed, blah, 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 blah. By the way, let's see if my one version of this from earlier actually ran. Okay, this broke. I'm going to have to figure that out. Okay. So what I'm thinking about is, can I just do... All right, so let's do glob star.sub.txt. This should give us all the sub files. But does sub init somewhere have the year that it's filing for? I wonder if there'll be duplicates from the quarters. This is the date that it was filed. Yeah, we've done this before. We're going to do backslash on this. And then we're going to assign file name as F. We're going to append these data frames. We're going to call it subs. Now we have a subs, which should be in a shape, should be pretty large. Okay, I guess subs are not that big. How big of a sub? We have a foot long here. Is this a foot long sub? Non-data, what's up in chat? All right, so now we have a file name, so at least we link to what file name it originally came from. $5 foot long. $5 foot long. All right, so this does all the subs. And then we're going to save it as a Parquet file. And that, in theory, does our number 4 on our checklist. Saves it as a Parquet file. We just need to do this to all 4 of these. So tag, we're going to call this tag. This is how we got the sub files, right? So let's delete these. Tag files. This is going to be tag. This should be good. And what is the tag actually? What is this? What is this? What is this tags? Where are the descriptions for it? Not here. It is in the tag section, which is just tags. It's just called tags. So we're going to call this tags combined. So that bad boy didn't take too long. Then we're going to do numbers combine. Num files, nums. I have an idea, I have a inkling feeling that these are going to be, there's going to be an issue with this because some of these files are a lot bigger than the other ones. And haven't we just been looking at the small one so far? Yeah, I think num is the really big one. So maybe we'll have to save each of these off as their own Parquet files. Mr. Gabriel, welcome to chat. How are you doing there? We also have someone from Portugal. If you want to join the Twitch chat, that's the best place to hang out with us. Please do join us. Okay, so numbers it wasn't that bad. Yeah. Hey, what was that? Mr. Gabriel, thank you for subscribing. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel. Every time we get a new subscriber on Twitch, spin the wheel. By the way, if you haven't checked out my YouTube yet, he knows it. he or she, Mr. Gabriel, I'm assuming. Oh, my favorite. And it landed on play of sweet bass lick. I'll be right back. I have a special one for you. All right. You guys did not come here to hear me play horrible bass, but that's for you. Thank you for subscribing. You can subscribe. Royal Loyal is in chat. Welcome. You're trying to learn bass, but missing the bass. Well, that's kind of a requirement, unfortunately. Okay, so we're almost there. We got the number files. We just need these pre-files. Now, we're also making an assumption that they're always going to be this same format. Okay, so this is presentation. I could call this POS. That might not be cool. All right, so this should be good. Do I think log normal stuff is BS? What does that mean? Log normal? What is he talking about? Oh, these songs are definitely copyrighted, I'm realizing. I came here, you said? Now I need to go. I just got here to leave my Prime. Oh, thanks. Thanks for leaving your Prime, Mr. Gabriel. I appreciate it. Pre-files and for loop. Yes, you caught it. You caught it. Thank you. Like, when do you differentiate with log to make it stationary? Not quite following. Log normal stuff is BS. Pretend you have a time series that isn't normal distributed. Okay? So, like, yeah. So then you can apply like a exponential transform to it to make it normally distributed. You can always try transforms. All right, here we go. I think up until this point, if I save this, we've achieved our goal. Technically, that's standard practice and you hate it. Oh, you hate doing transforms? It makes it harder to like, it makes it harder to interpret. So I feel you there. I like how they're disclaiming that this data might not be correct. So I want to just see if we can figure out one interesting thing from this data set. Like if we could pull in, first what I'm doing is I'm submitting this data set as a new notebook to see if it'll run all the way through and just do what we've coded it to do so far, which is number one, find all the data sets, zip files. Number two, download them. And number three is save them, concatenate them together and save them as a Parquet file. Now, keep in mind, we're doing that just to the first 5. I've subsetted it here just for like testing. I think once it gets bigger, it might not be small enough to save. Or this might cause like an issue with memory when we're doing this, but I don't know for sure. I guess if we think about it, if that one file was like 250 megabytes and we have going back to 2009, so we have like 13 years and we have 4 quarters per year. Yeah, that's going to be pretty big, right? That's going to be pretty big. So maybe what we need to do... All right, did this work? This ran. And then the data output is all here as our combined Parquet files. Let's wrap these in TQDM. It's going to be too big, right? Like, look, we did 5 files and the amount of RAM that it used is 7 gigabytes. I'm starting to think that I'm literally catching Edgar data and doing analysis for my job. So funny. Hey, ZQ. Then you can explain to me, okay, do you think from this data that we could pull out like Twitter's SEC filing every year or Tesla and try to get some information, like make a plot with it? For sure. Okay, could you maybe tell me where to look in this for that? And then let's also remember the small files here. So num is big and pre is big. The other ones are small. So I think when we get to here num and pre, we might need to save it off by file and not do this concatenating. It might be good to concatenate by year. So it starts with 2009, right? This data starts in 2009. And let's have it go to like 2030 or something crazy. So if we're going to do for year and range, right? All these years. So I guess it goes to 2029, but not like it matters because there are nothing for those years. And then we're going to get the number files for that given year. So this would be like year has to be in here. So this is going to look like this. It'll be the year and then the files. All right, so 2009 has no num files. Oh, because we haven't downloaded them in here. But it should then we should be able to concatenate by year. And then we'll at least have a combined by year. That makes sense? No objects to concatenate. If length of num files equals 0, then it's just going to continue. So it'll just skip there. And then let's also do the TQDM here. I don't think we need to do the TQDM in here. Yeah, I think this is good. And then let's just do the same thing with the pre-files. Presentation files. Here we go. Presentation. This is where I totally pre-files. All right. All right. So it's going to do a TQDM for all these years, and the last 2 years are going to like be super fast. Or for search the reports for keywords. Thanks, Muhammad, in the YouTube chat. Come over to Twitch. Join the chat. Hey guys, congratulations. We hit 100 messages in our chat today. Okay, VATs, you've been helping me out. 10Q is the easiest. I don't know what that means even. Get the balance sheet and you can do analysis on it. Is that what you mean? The 8Q or 10K, 10Q is what I use. All right, is that in one of these files? Okay, so before I get too far, I think this is working. Should we let it off the leash and try to remove this debugging thing where we only had 5 files and try to run this on all the files? Let's see how it does. I think we're gonna be testing the limits. So what is that in? Like, where do I find? Those are egar filings. This should have all the egar. Hey, we gotta, what just happened on Twitch? VAT, you subscribe with Prime. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel for you. You might get your own bass lick. You might get me to do a hamstring stretch. Which would I like? Oh, this is my favorite. I have to yell Kevin as loud as I can. Kevin! Wake up everyone in the house. That's for you, though. Add UWU noise. What is UWU noise? Can I show the entire code? Yeah, so just to recap here a little bit. You know what I can do actually? Is I can take this notebook. I can edit, no, not edit. I'm already editing. I can take this notebook output, settings, make it public for you all, save changes, go to the notebook, and then paste this in the chat. Now you should be able to go click that link and you can see what I've worked on here so far. This should load up for you. Give me a thumbs up if you can click that link. Then you should be able to follow along, y'all. Okay, so now that we know that works, we are going to try to find what my boy Vat Quiz is telling about. 8Q, 10Q. What the heck is 8Q, 10K, 10Q? SEC filing. Okay, so these are like specific filing types. Let's turn off the dark theme for this site. It doesn't need it. 10K requires companies to provide financial information, ongoing periodic statements. So can I find 10K in here? Is it going to tell me? Yeah, here we go. Look at this. Document says form interactive data attachments to forms. It should include stuff from 10Ks. I'm getting excited, but so then how do I find a 10K? We need to like figure out what these columns mean. But that's boring. But we have to. But it's boring. But we have to. But it's boring. But we have to. Okay, so we're getting into it. We're getting into the meat of this. I think maybe subs should tell me, this subs data set should tell me the submission, the filing made by company X. And then maybe it links to this ADSH, the ascension number is the 20 character string form from the 18-digit number assigned to the SEC each EDGAR submission. So do the other filings, or sorry, data sets then have this like as a common key that we can then look up? I thought I saw AD. Yeah, so that's also in num. So if we go to name here, Wells Fargo has 22. Okay, so now we're finding like companies that we've heard of. Let's try to find Twitter. So contains Twitter. Maybe I need to lower it. So if I sum this, we need to at least get one. Then we know we have a hit. CIK is the right thing, by the way. What is CIK? Also, we have someone, I should probably open this in a new window, but someone's writing in a different language. I want to translate it. Good morning, everyone, someone said in Russian. Hello, welcome. Welcome on YouTube. Come over to Twitch. That's where we're having the chat. Okay, so there's no Twitter, which I'm not surprised by because I didn't lower it. Now when I lower it, there are 5 filings that have Twitter in the name. All right, so here are all the filings from Twitter. We've only ran in so far in this notebook. The other one that's running in the background, oh shoot. The current version has an error. So we might need to fix that. Click here to see the latest one run. Let me see the current version with the error. What is this saying an error for? I don't see what the error is. Come on, you got to give me, like, show me the error. Show me the money with the errors. I'm not surprised it errored. I'm starting to think maybe I should do this year thing with all the other stuff, like the tags. Even though these are super small files. 22 megabytes. Anyways, we have a new goal, which is to find Twitter filings. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do like another debug. Where I only filter down the 2020 filings. All right, so this is like, if I sort this. All right, there we have 2020 all the way to Q3 of 2022. That'll give us some good recent data to work with, which will be a little bit interesting. And then we'll be able to test to make sure our script is running for the 2020s data. So it's a little bit more manageable, 11 files. Sup, Vikes fan? Are you a Vikings fan? Are you like a Kirk Cousin Vikings fan? Is that what the Vikes is all about? Because that game today was insane. Absolutely insane. Bills Vikings game today. I'm also a Washington fan, so seeing Kirk Cousin doing well makes me happy, but also a little bit jealous because we let him go from our team for free because they didn't want to pay up, and he's turning out to be a pretty decent quarterback. Hey Arash, welcome. So these have all downloaded. And now I think it's unzipping them. We can go to this files directory to see what we got here. Oh, it's gonna actually gonna run for all these other like ones that we had on earlier. That's okay. So let's look at the 2022 Q3 filing folder. Yeah, so at least the format stayed consistent between 2009 and 2023, or 2022, which is pretty impressive. So let's try to remove 2020 or 201 star. So we now if we ls, it shouldn't have any of the 2019 zip files, but it does have the directories. So we have to remove these directories recursively. I think I can just do this. Yes. Now we've removed everything that, except for the 2020s. Very good. And now we're going to save this version and see if that at least saves off and try to run these bad boys. Oh, pretty fast. Snappy. Look at that. We got an error. Where did it error? All right, so we might need to set low memory equals false. Let's try to get through it. That was in the what file? The sub file. Rerun that one. Also rerun this. This is the one that's going to take a while. The number data. Oh, look, but it just zoomed through. What's my job in specifically? I work for a company that consults, and we do data science analytics stuff, and we do a lot for like sports, mainly the NFL. So sports data analytics for health and safety. But I have worked previously in pharmaceuticals. I've worked in the hospitality industry. I've worked for a power company. I've worked for the federal government, the U.S. federal government. Oh, you did sports betting stuff and now you're a quant. Nice. I am not allowed to do anything related or even close to sports betting stuff. That would get me fired. So I don't do anything with betting, but I do like sports stuff, non-betting related, if you know what I mean. All right, Data. How you doing, Data? Go to viewer. Is this running in the background? Yeah, it's still running here. Okay, so let's think about it. All right, now we got it. We got our submissions. Now we have all the Twitter submissions. It's a lot more than what we had before. So what's the shape of this? I'm in love with the shape of you. 56 filings. They must each be different filings. So let's check out what column is going to tell us. Okay, so here we go. Form. And VAT was saying, you were saying to look at, which one do we look at? The 10K? Form. What do we got here? All right, so mostly 8K filings. Then they also have their 10K filings. What is that, like the annual one? Do I use PySpark? In my last job I did, not in this one. Govy, rep, yeah, for sure. So which one should we use, 10K? I use Q, so 10Q. So let's see where the form equals 10Q, and then let's get these ADSH. All right. So this should get us the ADSHs for Twitter. Now let's go into nums. Query. Well, let's just pull this first one. I'm trying to think. If I do num. Query ADSH equals. We have to make sure we're pulling the correct year. Yeah, so this filing is not in this year. So we could do ADSH is in. All right, so these are all the 10Q Twitter filings. And then now that we have all of that in this nums, I'm guessing we need to look at like the interesting tags. Because this value is probably going to be related to this tag. Cash equivalents, restricted cash, and restricted cash equivalents. Oof. Costs and expenses. That's the balance sheet. So if we do like, and query tag equals costs and expenses. Are these all for the same? This is what's confusing me. Okay, so this is for each quarter within this date. Is it uppercase M? Year, month. Year, I always forget. I think month is lowercase. Yeah. What even is the D date? They say D date is the period end date. So let's set the index as the D date. Value plot kind is bar plot. We also should just do as type datetime 64 and as like day. Like, I don't know why this is going to the nanosecond. So this should be costs and expenses at Twitter. Does that look right? So 2.5 million, wait, 9 zeros. $2 billion? You didn't know you didn't know? Hello, friend. I'm looking for Flake. Check the links. Yeah. Exclamation YouTube. People are looking for other videos. By the way, if you're watching this later and you haven't subscribed on YouTube, please do that. You can go to my site. If you go to live, you'll see all the live streams. So this one, I worked on flight data. This one, I also worked on flight delay data. So I'll paste these in since people were asking about them. There we go. My normal streaming schedule is either Tuesday, Thursday, or Sunday. And I don't do it every time, though, every one of those days. It's just usually if I am going to stream, it's going to be those dates. And you kind of got to catch me when you catch me. That's why I'd say check out my Discord server, which I will also paste here. Definitely join on Twitch. And then you can also check me out on Twitter. That's where I hang out. Do I ever work in the command line? Dude, all the time. That's what we're doing here. So I just released a video this week where like I was talking about my setup and how I use all my setup. And I do have like a kind of a clickbaity type title for it. Ultimate coding setup for data science. But I mean, it's just my setup for data science. So I say that at the very beginning. I kind of get past the whole clickbaity thing, but I talk about what I use. I use Ubuntu. I use Tmux a lot. I use Jupyter Lab and Python, of course. So this is the costs and expenses at Twitter. Does that seem right? Twitter costs and expenses, SEC filing. Let's turn the dark theme off on this. So this is their form for the year of 2020. Twitter 10K report 2022. So this is actually from Twitter's website. 2021 annual report. Let's do that. Annual report should be good enough. Look how cool this is. They have a really cool annual report. I wish I could work on this. I like how it's like super cool first 2 pages. Makes me really excited. It's like cool magazine that we're gonna read, and then we go down and it's just an SEC filing. This is super boring. Those first 2 pages get you so excited for some crazy awesome annual report. Costs and expenses. Cost and expenses. Where are we right now? In the 3 months ended in December 31st, 2020, ad engagements decreased 12% from the 3 months. Blah, blah, blah. The following table sets forth the considered statements of operations data for each period presented in thousands. Cost and expenses. So does this mean 1.7 billion because it's in thousands? Confused. And there's also footnote. Content expenses include stock-based compensation as follows below in thousands. Someone on YouTube is asking if I work for a company. Yeah, we just talked about that. I do work. For a company. This is just my fun nighttime fun stuff. I do this for you. I do this for the people. There's no way I make like negative money streaming and making YouTube videos. I have no idea why I do it. I think it's fun and I like to give back. That's what I tell myself. But no, I definitely do not make money doing this. It wasn't a stupid question. I don't mean to respond to it like it's a stupid question. It's a totally legit question, but the answer is no. The answer is no. Okay, let's see. By the way, I did paste this. Ugh! The last run of your kernel had an error again? I thought we figured all this out. Where did it error? Why did it error? It looks good. Oh, I'll click here to see the current version. Okay, the current version. Expected bytes got a float type object. Okay. Okay, I've seen this before. I'm surprised it didn't error for us here then. Submissions combined. Why didn't it error for us here? Is it because this doesn't have low memory equals false? Yeah, it doesn't have low memory equals false. When here it does. Is that because... Let's make sure version 5 failed on that same thing. Yeah, what's the deal? Low memory equals false. I have it right here. Let's save this version. All right, so these are the filings for 2022, 21. Let's sort index also before we plot this, because it's a very deceiving plot otherwise. I guess it's deceiving no matter what. So expenses and costs went way up. Let's see what unique tags we have. That might be interesting. Revenue, property, plant, and equipment, and financial lease right of use before deprecated. Oh my gosh, that's super long. Common stock shares authorized. Cash equivalents, restricted and cash restricted equivalents. What the heck is this name? Am I crazy? Cash equivalents, restricted cash, and restricted cash equivalents. Yeah, these tags are like a novel. Let's see what our cash equivalents, restricted cash, and restricted cash equivalents looks like. That's why I plotted costs and expenses, because it's just a short name. Okay. So this is E9. So this is in billions. How did Elon pay $44 billion for this company? We got some people saying they enjoy my contact. Thank you so much. You can also join us over on the Twitch chat. Twitch link is above. But I think I'm nearing the end here, because we achieved our goal. We did all this, and this was like a speed run. Why isn't it letting me go? We achieved this goal of this notebook. We did it. We saved it all off. Now all I have to do is save this as CSV. As long as this last version runs all the way through. So let's go to versions. Version 5 of 6. Number 6 is running, which I will share the link with you all. You could see in the logs what it's doing right now. So it must be unzipping these files. Why did I switch to Kaggle notebooks, BB Astronaut? I did that in this stream because we're trying to make a data set that's automated, that scrapes from the financial statements of the SEC. And if we do that in Kaggle, we can set this up to like run reoccurring on a certain schedule. It's like a cron job. But you know it's running in the cloud, and it'll update their it'll update their dataset, or the dataset hosted on Kaggle, which is why I'm using a Kaggle notebook. Anything else interesting in the numbers that we could pull, you guys think? Like look at these names. Anything that stands out to people that we could look at? Authorized counts and discounts, assets, cash. Debt, instrument, fair value. Assets would be nice. Just straight assets. You can look at this filing paper too. Does a company like Twitter actually keep assets? Try to do assets. Let's just change this. Wow, their assets just stayed almost the same, but it's 1E10, so it's 14 billion. Is that right? When the numbers get this big, it's like hard to tell what you're even looking at. Yeah, I wonder if they put a price on their user data. Yeah, I don't know if they make that public. I don't know if that's required by the SEC. It does look like research and development, advertising. Let's see if there's something for advertising. No, maybe they're not required to file advertising costs. Long-term debt. Yeah, this would be cool stuff to learn about. Weighted average number of diluted shares outstanding. Oof. What kind of assets do they have? Apparently, like a lot of assets. Maybe they have a lot of hardware. Like all the servers used to run. Are they hosted on AWS or something? They own all that stuff. All right. Once we ensure this notebook ran without failing, which it just did. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. We created this data set. Now the question is, can I just run this for all the years? Let's see if I can just run this for all the years. Basically remove this, save that version. But for now, I'm going to take this data and I'm going to what am I going to do? Someone tell me what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a data set out of this output. And I don't know how to do that yet. I think output. New data set. Yes. Keep data in sync with new notebook versions. That's what we're doing. Go to data set. Let's turn off our dark theme. If I put the SEC, like the football logo there, it's going to confuse a lot of people. Let's save this as SEC banner in my downloads directory. So now we have a data set, which I am also going to make public. Oh. It's in the process of being processed. Where did it go? Where did it go? I have a sinking feeling in my stomach that it's being processed. And once it's done, then I can share that publicly. And it'll update every quarter with all the latest data. And you guys can do whatever the heck you want with it. We could talk about it maybe on the next stream. If you have any ideas of what we could do. Try a log transformation on those big boy numbers. We could. I don't know just in itself if the log transformation is going to do much. Maybe dividing it by like 1 million probably would make more sense. Then you'd have like lower values, which are easier to understand. But the thing is, I think the way that these filings sometimes work is like the value here doesn't necessarily need to be, it's not always going to be large. It kind of depends on what, it's like a pivot table for the fields in your other column. So if this is like net income loss could be like a very small number compared to like the assets and stuff like that. So we could actually try to see what's the largest value by value. Oh, so there are negative values. That's the net cash provided. Ascending equals false. So the biggest value is assets. And then liabilities and stockholders' equity is after that. They're identical. These are identical values, it looks like. And it looks like it repeats. Reverse. No, I don't know what's going on here. Why does this repeat? Oh, because it's a different version. Oh, so maybe we have to do like a group by the D date and just get the... and get like the latest version. Otherwise we'd be double counting it because they could have filed the same thing multiple times. Yeah, different version, same content. You got it, casual human. This was fun. And we did it. We did a data set creation sprint. And I hope you guys learned something new. Let's switch over to this. Any other questions before I go? No? Thanks everyone for joining the stream. We pulled in SEC data. We created it in a script, which I've made public to you, that downloads it and formats it in a way that you can work with. We explored it to make sure the data was legit. Maybe the next step would be like, what do you do with that data now that we have it? But we've learned how to do a lot of stuff, and share this with your friends and join me next time. Don't just leave though, because we're gonna raid someone. All you Twitch people, stick around. Let's go ahead and raid someone in the coding community. Who is the top Pythonista? Time enjoyed is coding, or is streaming, but she is drawing art, not doing Python. Okay. Okay, Data Basics. You're always in chat. Data Basics, my boy. He's always grinding and always out there streaming, doing data science stuff, data related stuff. So we are going to go ahead and raid our boy Data Basics. Let's give him a lot of energy. And thank you all for watching tonight. I'll see you next time. Maybe Tuesday, maybe Thursday, maybe next Sunday. But check out the Discord, which I already linked. Let's go and do that again. Let's check out the Discord. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Also, you gotta follow me on Twitter. And yeah, it would be fun to hang out with you all sometime soon. Let's go ahead and raid Data Basics. There he is, streaming. All you all will go join him in about 10 seconds. Say any last words. Follow on that TikTok. Which TikTok? You can follow me on TikTok, yeah. I have a TikTok, which is basically all my YouTube shorts. All right, let's go 25 viewers. Let's raid Data Basics. And you, YouTube, are still around here. So I'm going to say goodbye to you. Thanks for hanging out. See you next time. Bye-bye.